Hey guys, it's your girl DeGeneres, aka Miss Cheesecake. Welcome back to Detailz, the slice, where I'm going to be giving you a few slices of pop culture that have been running through my mind all week. It's been a minute since I've been gone. I'll explain that in a minute. But I had to bring back, obviously, the original host with me, Darby Lynn Cartwright.
Oh, Dida, thank you so much for having me in my own home.
How are you? God, I know, right? It took you forever to get here, my God. I feel like I've not done a Detailz episode in probably a good month and a half.
Oh, if not more. It's been a real... The last time we were together doing a video was the Raise Your Voice video. That was, I think, the last time we've been together. Well, the last time we were together on film.
Yes.
We do have to say, just to clarify, definitely stay core, definitely like distance. Dida and I have been seeing a lot of each other, but we work together. So we're, what is it? We're podding.
We're deciding that there's a list of people you probably should always there's a list of people that you choose to see.
Short list.
A very short list. And Darby has been on, we've been on each other's list, like we'll see each other. And also I have to say, I recently just filmed the Drag Race Canada review with Alexis Bellows.
With Alexis, yeah.
That went so well. That was really fun. I always love working with Alexis.
I just got goosebumps because I was thinking about, like, not only were you great, but I just thank you IMHO family for realizing what the world already knows, that Dida Ritz is like the shit and everyone's just talking about you and All Stars. Because let me tell you, I'm ready to ride those coattails, ma'am.
Girl, let me tell you something. As soon as I get them, I will give you, you'll be one of the first people I'll give you one and just
there you go.
Hop right on it, right along.
Oh, I can't wait.
But after we filmed, you had said something, and let me tell you something about Darby. Darby, for the most part, is very just fun and very like always go with the wind kind of person. But there's a moment where I can tell there's like seriousness that comes across her face, and you gave me that serious eye.
Oh, I know.
And you were like, you need to do a Detailz episode. I explained this to you, and I wanted to explain this to because you started explain this to the fan, is that when the whole BLM movement hit, I felt like I just needed to take a minute before I came on the Detailz, because this is something I've worked really hard to help, to build, and I really am proud of it, and I don't want to come on here and just rant. So I really want to take the time to be able to process where my head was at.
One of the first times I saw you when we were talking about filming again, you were like, it's a lot to process. You were called very early to take action, and so you didn't really get to sit with it.
It's weird because I always assume when people talk about depression, you're in a dark room with the light, with the windows all, like with the shades down and the television off, or you're like laying in bed with your head underneath the covers. And I had said this to my boyfriend. I said, wow, I think that I'm like kind of slipping into like a depression, but it's like an active depression. Like I'm trying to claw my way out of it, but there was like so many other things that really made me depressed. And so I really just needed to take a minute to be able to process my feelings, because I was thrust kind of into the whole spotlight of having to take action and speak, because I am a Black queen within the industry and within Chicago that does speak about these issues consistently, and I've been speaking about them. So I'm glad that we're doing this episode, and I'm glad that, I receive so much love from the fans. I mean, my DMs are like popping right now with just love and support. No dick pics, but love and support.
Well, they'll be coming soon.
I have a whole new, nicely fresh cooked cheesecake for you all, and I'm ready to give some slices. Are you ready, girl?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Slice number 1. Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, WAP. Did you see the video, girl?
Of course I did.
And what did you think?
Loved it.
Yeah, at least like 20 of those views that they had on YouTube were from me. There was like such controversy about the video. People did not like the fact that it was extremely raunchy, I guess. There were some people who did not like that it was raunchy, which I have personally, as a gay man, I don't know if this is just gay men, but like I grew up watching Lil' Kim and Trina. I love my female rappers to be a little more sexier. I mean, the men talk about what they want to stick their hot dogs in, and they want to, do 2 girls at one night and have 2 girls slobbing on the knob. But like, it's like female rappers can never just talk about having a WAP, a wet ass punani. And so I thought that people were really jumping down their throats about them being raunchy and sexy, but I thought they both looked amazing in the video.
Amazing.
Or if you think about the song How Many Licks with Lil' Kim, Lil' Kim has always been, like, she's the queen of that. She's the queen of, I think she opened the door for all these girls to be able to speak about their sexuality and be proud of it. But I mean, there's literally a part where she's talking about close your, eyes and imagine my tongue in between your thighs, and then she does the whole like, and like, it's just, if men can do it, women should be able to do it too. People were really being sensitive about the fact that these are two women who are extremely powerful and feel empowered by their bodies, which you should, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you should. Like, a female body brings life into this world. So they have every right to be empowered by that. And Cardi B specifically, because she is a mother, she's pushed a baby out of her WAP.
To play devil's advocate, I mean, when I was growing up, we didn't have any of these songs. When I was growing up, we just sang My Neck, My Back.
Another classic.
And that music video is like 2.5 minutes. It was nothing. Like a blip that somehow Kylie was in the middle of.
That's my next conversation. Okay, so there is over 70,000 people who have signed a petition for Kylie Jenner to be removed from the video. Okay, so I have my opinion about it. What was your opinion when you saw Kylie in the video?
Now, my opinion is coming from a very white old lady, so it doesn't hold a lot of water. However, to me, the video was not just about female empowerment and like female sexuality. It was also like two strong black female rappers.
We're at the top right now, mind you.
We're at the top, and then suddenly the music stops and it's Kylie Jenner. It was bizarre to me.
I don't think anybody doesn't deserve to not be in the video, but for instance, Normani was in the video.
Normani looked
beautiful,
incredible,
dark-skinned like queen who was there. If her and Kylie would have just switched, I probably could have been like, okay, then it's cute, I guess, Kylie being in there. But yeah,
well, Kylie can't dance.
I did, yeah, true. I mean, she could have stood there though, at least or something, you know. But I don't know. I didn't. There's more than 70,000 people who have just, you know, they have literally signed a petition. I don't think she's gonna get removed from the video because that just would kind of.
No, I think that's funny. I do absolutely 100% think that's funny that people have signed a petition for that. But since I'm sorry to jump, but since we're talking about petitions, make sure that you are signing all of the Black Lives Matter movement petitions that you can. Justice for Breonna Taylor. We can joke and sign a petition to get rid of Kylie from that music video. But if you have time to do that, you have time to actually do something that matters.
Very well said, Darby. Very well said. And with that, we're going to move on to slice number 2. Speaking of the Kardashian-Jenner clan, Kanye West versus the Kardashians. So Kanye West is running for president. What was your opinion about that?
Obviously, I think we were all like annoyed when we saw it. We were all just like, come on. But did you see Kim Kardashian West's post on her Insta story about it?
About his mental health?
Yes.
And about how sometimes when people are in a situation or having an episode of mental health, that you have to go with the notion, kind of go with the flow of it?
Yes, that's a reality. It's sometimes hard to swallow. We made fun of Britney Spears shaving her head and hitting the window with her umbrella forever. Absolutely. And we only recently decided, oh, that was a mental health breakdown and we need to honor that. And so I think with Kanye, it's a little more difficult because he is so much in the forefront of our pop culture. Mm-hmm. But I hate to say that Kim Kardashian West made a difference, but her Insta story, it really did make me think, like, this is a man who is in a bad place.
You know, it's hard for me because I have complete understanding and respect for people in mental illness, specifically within the Black community, because I feel like Black people, we have to learn how to go and see a therapist. That's a big issue with, I think, people of color and Black men. You're told you're soft if you don't go to a therapist. You're told that you're less of a man or you're not. Like, it's just not within our culture to go to someone else to tell our business to. So I completely understand that, and that's where he comes from. There's deep-rooted feelings about that. My issue I had with Kanye was the fact that bear with me as I explain this.
Yeah.
Kanye West is he's like one of the top known rappers in the game.
Yes.
He's very successful in the rap game.
There's not a single person in the world who doesn't have at least one favorite Kanye West
Exactly.
song.
He's up there with like Jay-Z. He's up there with like a lot of the big heavy hitters. He can pack arenas, stadiums, things like that. My issue that I had with him is that with all of the theaters and the arenas that you pack, a lot of times, if you look in the front row at a Kanye West concert, it's a lot of white kids, white suburban kids. And so they look to someone like Kanye sometimes to probably be educated on the Black culture because they don't want to, do the research themselves. And so when you stand there at a rally and you say things, like if you stand on TMZ, for instance, you say things like slavery was a choice, and then you also stand at a rally and you say things about Harriet Tubman freeing the slaves and giving them over to other white men. I have a problem with that because for him to stand there and say that about Harriet Tubman, who is one of the prolific figures within Black culture and Black history, to disrespect her that way, it just was like, that was kind of the last straw for me. I'm like, why? It's just like, that's what I want to say sometimes. Why, Kanye? Why?
Well, and I think a lot of people too, like, are feeling the same way in that, let's just say this right here, right now. Biden and Harris are a ticket that we need to put into the White House because what is in the White House is so harmful. However, we're not thrilled that we have to vote for them. We're not thrilled with those choices and their past actions. It's gonna be a lot of work once they get into the White House for us to hold them accountable and to continue to force them to grow, to become more progressive. We're not looking forward to that, but we have to do it. So with Kanye, like putting his name on the ballot, it's more than just this rich guy with like a mental illness going out there and doing whatever. It's also like, it's hurting us moving past a president, an administration that is actively hurting people. Not saying that Biden hasn't done his own fair share of all of that, but it's tough. It's an extra layer of the announcement.
Next slice. Slice number 3, the beauty community. Girl, have you been keeping up? I had to actually do some, because I wanted to talk about this on the show, and I had to do research to talk about this. So I hope you know do you know what's going on in the beauty community right now?
I do. I love beauty YouTubers. Like I'm on board.
There was a lot of controversy going around, and there was, talks of like people were trying to sabotage James Charles, allegedly. You gotta say allegedly because I ain't trying to get sued for nothing. I have always refrained from talking about Jeffree Star for a lot of different reasons. A, because him and I have a lot of mutual friends in the industry, and I never want to be caught in a situation where him or I are in a room together because, I'm a very confrontational person.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be caught in those situations. And I know how that could turn out, me being black and being white. It could just turn the whole entire world upside down.
Well, you being black and him being racist. Don't sugarcoat it.
There we go. And so I feel like and that's another thing. I feel like there is also like this tone deafness I feel I get from him. Like he did a whole apology video about everything, and it was very, I didn't believe the apology. I've learned about people, and you even taught me this, and other people who are white. There are just some white people who really are that out of touch with what's going on. And especially him, because he's extremely rich. And, when you're especially rich and white, I think you're just out of touch with what's really going on in the world. What did you think about it?
Like the whole thing with Jeffree Star is, as someone myself, not as deeply as Jeffree, but as someone myself who has made mistakes, who has not done as much as they could for their black friends, the black community, I do believe that atonement and redemption is possible with work. And when people bring up his past actions, they're continuing to bring it up because he's never addressed it in a way that is truthful, that is remorseful.
Did you see his apology video?
Yes.
And I thought it was so
An ugly ass couch.
Yeah, the couch. Oh, the girl. Y'all read the couch. Y'all read the couch to filth. The guy agreed. The couch was extremely ugly.
Horrible.
But first of all, if you're gonna make an apology video, I truly believe that you should make a straight across, uncut, unedited apology video. You sit there, you speak from the heart. We see your authentic, your vulnerability, everything. I just feel like he is just completely blind to how he comes off.
No, I think his money and his status has put him at a place that he doesn't have to know. I don't think that he's blind to it. I think that he has built a world where he can choose what he sees and what he doesn't see. And that's a big thing.
Well, a lot of the fans were saying when I was looking online, apparently he blocks people every time they confront him about the truth, and they say, well, what about this, da-da-da-da-da, and he blocks people or he deletes comments. I was shocked because I had kept seeing, things come to my feed about him. And I want to also give a shout out to people like Miss Fame and even my sister, the Vixen, and some of the other girls who really called out other queens. Because I even say this, I have never really understood queens who, specifically black queens who wear his makeup, because I'm just like, he's never done anything for us. And so I really loved Fame specifically, who has got this huge platform. And I love she spoke up and kind of called out all of the girls, specifically a lot of the Drag Race girls, who wear his makeup and use his palettes and things like that, and call
and
for
his mirrors.
Yeah, and his mirrors. Yeah, to like stop promoting that stuff, because you're basically adding fuel to the fire with doing that.
There are some YouTube beauty people that you should be following. My number one, obviously, is Neon MUA. Now, Neon MUA.
Oh, yeah.
He is a black beauty YouTuber. He has been a messy queen as part of our Patreon from day one. He has just released 4 palettes with Midas Cosmetics. Midas Cosmetics is also Black owned. So make sure you are following him on YouTube. If you want to buy a palette from his collection, which I suggest you do, I've already bought mine. I'm very excited. Go to Midas Cosmetics website. You can use the code NEONMUA as your discount code, and that way you get a little money off. Why not?
We like a little money, y'all.
Some other YouTubers that you can support that are not problematic are Jackie Aina.
She's like the queen.
She's the queen.
She's so beautiful too.
So beautiful, so funny. And then we also have Bailey Sarian and Nikki Tutorials are also 2 of my favorite.
Nikki, she just did a tutorial with Shea Coulee, which by the way, congratulations to Miss Shea Coulee on her win for All Stars. And once again, a person who is white using their major platform to bring on the excellence of someone as amazing as Shea Coulee. I mean, Shea already has a huge platform as it is, but it was great to like see her uplift the melanin. Slice number 4. Beyonce, Black is King. Now, did you watch Black is King, girl?
What are you talking about? Beyonce did something?
Beyonce did something.
Yes, of course I did. I'm not
she had the Beyonce. So she did Black is King, and it was basically like this visual she gave to the Lion King for the Black Parade album that she did. And I just want to say I loved it. I cried. I felt chills. I felt like, you know, Beyonce gives me anxiety in a way of like, whenever I watch her do her thing, which is like perform and entertain, it always is like, man, I need to get up and go like do some work. She always makes you motivated to work, and she makes you feel like you are never doing enough. I loved what she presented. It was just, it was such a gift. It was like a gift she truly gave all of her fans, but then I feel like she gave the Black community, and it was just excellence all the way. There was also a lot of negative feedback, which I was really angry from like politicians and a few people who felt like she was doing satanic rituals, because you know there's always been this accusing of the Illuminati with her, and they used like images of her using animal horns, which in African culture they've always used animal skins and animal horns to
it invalidates her message.
Yeah, it's like that's royalty. Yeah. Why can't y'all just be happy that here's this Black woman who, in the earlier parts of her career, I had always said, I was like, she is really good at not letting people know that she's Black. And then when Lemonade dropped, I was like, man, she just gave us the culture, y'all. She gave us the culture so fierce. And I remember there was a lot of jokes even about, wait a minute, Beyonce's Black, because she played the game for so long. She gave you all the perfect perfection cookie cutter girl that she could do. And now she's like, I have got kids, I have got a husband, I am rich, I am going to use my platform now to uplift all these Black people that look up to me. I've always noticed that when Black girls look at Beyonce, when I've gone to her concerts before, there's a sense of pride that Black girls I see have when they are like, yes, Beyonce. It is a sense of pride. You know, the gays obviously love her, you know, we all love her, but it's something about when I watch Black women look at her and they just are so happy. And I felt like it was a gift. I felt like she was a true gift that she gave us as the community. I loved it. What did you think? Did you like all of it?
Well, being stuck in quarantine for so long and not being able to go to movie theaters and just kind of, the world is so small, seeing her open up the world to us again.
Oh.
She's a gift. She's a goddess.
I don't think that really people expected such excellence. I've watched it now 3 times.
I watched it twice, yeah.
It's so good. Every time I see something new.
Did it not make you want to go back though and watch like Lemonade and watch?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because her visual albums have, which I love that she has broken into this whole visual world, because I love music videos and I enjoy artists who
You have a Beyonce music video.
I have a few, yeah.
What are some that are on YouTube?
I have Ego, I did, which Shea Coulee is dancing with me too in that. I've done Mine, I did that into a Nicki Minaj song.
Which is the one in black and white in front of like a wall.
The brick wall, that's Ego.
That was one of the first like videos I saw when I was introduced to Detailz, and I was like, oh, this is Detailz. Okay, got it.
Yes. I don't really care about her personal life. I just love her so much as a performer. I just think that she is, her work ethic and her performance is what I am so inspired by. What happened on the elevator and those things, I don't care. I don't
care. I'm sorry to get us off track, but have you seen, okay.
Talk to me.
We mentioned her earlier, Jackie Aina. Have you seen the Jackie Aina and Naomi Campbell getting ready video?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch it on Naomi's channel or Jackie's?
I watched both, actually.
Jackie is us. We are working for hours to look like this. Naomi Campbell.
Like 5, literally.
Is Naomi Campbell. And Jackie's like, okay, well, do you want to do a little more? Where are you going tonight? And she's like, oh, I'm going over to B&J's for dinner. And she goes, B&J. Beyonce and Jay-Z.
So good.
Watch Jackie Aina's, because she starts the video. There's like 45 minutes of Jackie and her at the beginning, and then Naomi takes over on her channel.
And Naomi was like, I'm almost done, and Jackie was just literally starting to cook her makeup. She hadn't even hit eyeshadow or lips yet, and Naomi's like, I'm doing my eyebrows, I'm done. Good. She is just like, she still walks the shows with these young 17-year-old girls and literally will take the show, like, you'll be watching these fashion shows and all of a sudden here comes Naomi and everybody's phones are just out.
Well, that's one of the reasons I respect you so much, just because like I'm so young, I'm 19. And so to see you...
I want to lie to check the test.
All right, let's drink to that.
Cheers to being middle-aged.
Cheers to middle age.
Yes.
Girl, I'm older than you.
All right, here we go. Slice number 5, COVID. There has been an uprise of Karens.
I'm so sorry, Dida. COVID? What are you talking about?
It's just this little like virus and pandemic that's going on in the world.
Oh, right, that little pandemic, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so first there's been this like huge uprising of the Karens. So you've been seeing a lot of entitled, what they say a Karen is an entitled white woman who is usually likely to use her privilege to call the police, ask for a manager, basically use her privilege to assert her privilege in order to try to get something to be done.
To keep control of the situation.
To keep control of the situation. Yeah. And so we've also seen a lot of Twitter finger people, you know. Me and you talked about this before it started. We both have had to kind of deal with some just annoyances on that level of people just, you know, they would never say these things to our face, but yet...
No, they love to say it outside of that, though.
Exactly. I don't really know what more to say. I just feel like it is really just, other than it being a pandemic and we have lost a lot of people, it also has really brought out the ugly in people. Yeah.
Our society, the way that we have grown as an American people, we can't handle it because we feel anything that is put as safety for other people is a personal attack on us. And that sucks.
It's difficult to watch. Chicago, we had the whole situation where there was a shooting on the south side.
It was a police shooting.
Yeah, it was a police shooting, and people took to the streets. And they came downtown and basically looted and broke out store windows. And I wanted to quickly talk about this because I get very offended when I see people online saying things like, oh, well, there are no white people looting. And I get very offended by that because all races have been looting. Like, we just cannot put this on black people. But I also feel like the reason why people loot, and I can't sit here and completely say I'm against it because at the end of the day, here's my thing. The mom and pop shops, the little bodegas, don't loot those. Those people are just like you and I. They're trying to just pay their bills. They're trying to stay afloat. But like places like Best Buy, I did like a little research. So Best Buy, for instance, is worth $29 billion. I don't think that they are going to miss a few DVD players and computers. Target came out when they got looted and Target was like, we get it. We'll recover.
Target literally said that.
Yeah, they're like, we'll get it. We'll recover. We're not going to cry about no pillows and no lamps. We get why people are upset. Like, this is just what's going on. Every day when I look on social media, I literally see people throwing wealth in everyone's face. If it isn't celebrities showing off new cars, showing off diamonds. There's that one socialite who's in Texas who she has like the biggest closet in the world. I saw a video on YouTube she did recently where she was showing off her $1 million jewelry collection. Girl, read the room. Read the room and realize that no one cares about your jewelry collection. You know, I have to just say this, the mayor of Chicago, I watched her do her whole press conference and her saying things about, people need to get control of their anger and their feelings. It's like, well, no, you need to put a leash on your police officers because this is really where people are looting and are getting angry, specifically black people, is because we feel like you aren't hearing us, yet people are having peaceful protests and there are police officers spraying tear gas on people just trying to stand and have a peaceful protest. There's a video that I saw of literally a black man in a wheelchair who was protesting and they literally manhandled this man, broke his wheelchair. Yeah. Wheelchairs are not cheap. You never know people's story. And so people have to understand that why people loot a lot of times is they loot and they riot is because they don't feel they're being heard. So then they go to a place like Best Buy, they go to a place like Apple, they go to a place like Timberland, they go to a place like, Dior, they go to all these major stores and a lot of times don't even really care about probably what the item is. They take it and just loot and tear it apart because then now you guys know what it feels like.
Yeah,
but like
and
I said,
finally are able to get a hold of something that was set up for in a society where they weren't supposed to.
Exactly. We have thrown wealth in people's faces, and it was made people feel like, oh, I have this, but you don't. I'm gonna flash my cars on Instagram because you don't have them. I'm gonna throw money in the air because you don't have it. I'm gonna show my diamonds off because you don't have it. I'm gonna show my mansions off because you don't have it. And that type of stuff makes people angry.
White people get like into their feelings about it because they feel like there are people that are upset that they have it. No, they're not upset at you, Mark and Tracy. They're upset that it was easier for you to get to that point. And that is something that some white people are not willing to investigate. It's just that willingness to accept that, examine it, and do what you can to make it right.
There you go. Very well said, Darby.
Thank you, Dida.
Very well said.
All right, have we gotten all the details out?
We have gotten all the details. There is actually one more detail I did want to like quickly discuss.
Yeah.
Okay, so slice number 6, Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, the show is literally under investigation for sexual misconduct and mistreatment. I've heard myself throughout the grapevine that she is not the most fun person to work with. Do you watch the Ellen show?
I watched the clips on YouTube, and through all of it, some comedians, some celebrities have really they've simpled it down to, well, you're canceling her because she's mean?
Also, the celebrities who were coming to her back, I was laughing because I was like, you all are celebrities. Like, of course she's not gonna treat y'all like shit. Cause like, y'all are the celebrities. Y'all, come on.
And they're like, oh, but we can't cancel someone because they're mean. That's not what it is. It's because she treats people poorly. There are people who do not have the same level of success, of privilege that she has, and she shits on them. So do I hate that she's being called out for it? No. I think her doubling down, hiding out, makes it a little worse. And that's a whole thing too, that we've mentioned earlier, but it's just kind of enveloped in everything we're talking about, is that white people, privileged white people, rich, privileged white people, we're all being faced with things that we have been able to avoid through our privilege. And it's not that you're gonna be embarrassed. Of course you're gonna be embarrassed by your behavior. The whole reaction to it is, what are you going to do next? And please correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the Black community who is looking for justice is looking to humiliate you.
Unless you're Jeffree Star, then we really do want to humiliate
you. Oh yeah, fuck you.
Honestly, you just want a sincere apology, and we want you to be able to just sit there and own up to the fact that, yeah, I am a person, like you said, a rich white person of privilege. I am in a blessed position, and I need to stand by the words that I say when at the end of the show, she says something like, love everyone or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, just stand by your words, girl. Just stand by the things that you say.
You know what you don't do? Expect everyone to accept your apology and move on at the same rate that you're ready to move on. Because your actions have consequences. Ellen, I feel like that's what Ellen is doing. Where she's like, but, I'm sorry, I sent an email to everyone. I'm sorry, I want to try harder. Why isn't everyone letting this go? You have to accept where your actions have brought you, and you have to accept that some people need more time.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, it's,
Not that you shouldn't make more content. Sure, go ahead. Just don't expect us to get behind you.
Exactly, and especially the people she worked with, you need to expect that. What her show's been on how many seasons?
1,000.
Like over 10 seasons. They have years and years and years of anger towards you, and you need to allow them to process that this has happened. And hopefully, I don't know, girl, maybe you can come back. I don't know, but right now, yeah, you need to. Well, that was our episode of Detailz, Darby.
I forgot how heavy Detailz can be.
Detailz can get so heavy. I'm so happy that we're back doing this and having these conversations. I'm super excited to do more episodes coming up. I want to just give a quick reminder that also Detailz is going to be coming to you all in drag format on August 27th. Twitch.tv/Detailz The Drag Show, hosted by myself. I'm super excited. We have Casey Ortiz and Shaquita and Vixen and Lucy Stool and Bambi Banks and Bitch Pudding and Camilla Fox and Tenderoni. And
your list is huge.
It is huge, and I wanted to go really, it's really crazy. I mean, this is going to be a continuous thing. I want to do this. This is going to be a monthly show. Hopefully it will turn into, I actually personally want it to turn into an every week thing. I want to hustle and grind, and I'm even excited about the next show because, I have special guests. I have maybe some surprises that are going to stop by. I don't want to tell everybody who's on the poster because that would ruin the fun, darling.
I think you have such a star quality, such a power, and you taking on Detailz the show was so exciting because I felt like you were getting back into the game and like flexing that muscle. So to see you creating a drag show and cultivating it in this way, we're so excited.
No, I'm super excited, and I've always said to you, Darby, I'm very thankful that I remember that night you came to me and you just said, you're doing a show.
Yeah.
And you're talking about your experience on the race, and it has literally...
Maybe it was it that intense? Yeah.
I wasn't intense, but I was definitely cornered, and it was strong. I was at what I talk about, that serious moment when I know you're being serious, and I was like, oh, she's being serious. She really wants this to happen. And then the next day, I remember you text me and you were like, I'm serious about this show, girl.
Yeah.
And it just has now catapulted into this thing, and it really was a great way for me to come back to the internet because I kind of had stayed kind of quiet to myself and worked, and so I really am happy. It's helping me bring joy back into doing drag, and
good.
I'm really excited. So you guys make sure you check it out August 27th, twitch.tv/Detailz the drag show. Thank you so much, Darby, for having me here in your gorgeous living room with your amazing lighting. I am happy to be back, honey, and we're gonna keep these Detailz episodes coming. So we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Bye. Subscribe.
I was worried you wouldn't remember.
We don't have the rights to this music, so this is Dida dancing. Oh my goodness, is that Shea Coulee? And some twink? That's cool. They're still dancing. She's flipping her hair and she's dancing. I wish we had the rights to this music, but we don't. Are you dancing? Look at Shea. Look at that other one. Look at Dida. They are dancing. I'm gonna dance too.